Hello, and thank you for joining us for lead card coverage, final day of the Alutaguse Open, also known as the Baltic Disc Golf Championships, presented by Innova Europe. And we're here to watch the FPO card tee off for the final round. Joined here today, my name is Chris Shotwell, and with me is Anneli Tõugjas-Männiste.
Hello. Here we have Sintija Klezberga. She's a Latvian player who doesn't know. She's playing really well, so watch out for her. Here we have our local Kaidi Allsalu, rated 948, and she's doing just fine on this course. So let's see. Also, like Keiti Tätte, our local player, also presenting team Latitude 64. Current scores are +3. And here we have me.
Another local.
Yes. And representing like Team Innova.
And we are here on the Alutaguse Open. The course is the Maitaguse.
Yes, this is Maitaguse. And here we have the first hole. It's 108 meters. There is like, it's a hard first one. It's a bit uphill, so you probably have to throw like 120, 125 meters.
Our lead card for the FPO division. First on the tee pad currently with an amazing score of -9. The Latvian laser, Sintija Klezberga.
And there's a lot of out of bounds to be factored in when you're throwing this tee shot. If the wind is up, this can make you a little bit nervy trying to throw a full power shot up the hill, I imagine.
Yes, and in Maitaguse we always have wind, so it's not a question if we have wind.
Yep, we can see the flags blowing almost straight out over there.
Yeah.
The tournament currently with a score of +3. Kaidi Allsalu.
And as you can see, the like competition for the second place is on.
Yeah, so we've got Sintija with a very comfortable lead here going into the final round.
Oh yeah, she did amazing round in Alutaguse, so let's see what this round brings her. So this is a usual play for the FPO. It's like a wide hyzer. You just go for it and take your par and move on.
Now with a lead like 12 strokes going into the final round, as a player, what are you thinking either as the person chasing that lead or sitting on that lead? How much is your strategy different from the previous rounds?
Well, it's a quite big lead, I would say. She can be there quite comfortably, and we can just like battle ourselves
Rounding up
out.
our lead card. Tournament second, Anneli Tõugjas-Männiste.
And are we attacking this for a birdie here, thinking we got a lot of ground to make up, or just kind of sticking with your normal plan?
Yeah, I'm going for everything this
Nice.
round. There's like nothing to lose. It's almost but still in bounds, so
Yeah,
very
that's
fortunate there.
the one thing I remember. I played this event last year, and I just realized anything slightly offline, the OB can come up very quickly on either side.
Yes, and it's also like if you throw it too long, it's gonna be OB.
So this doesn't seem to be a hole where too much of the field was really looking for birdies.
No,
And
it's a par for
Yeah.
like mostly pars, like 0 birdies.
very easy to say we're going safe off the tee, but then you still have to throw this upshot to where you got a nice little tap in. You'd think going to be stress-free for most of the field here, but things can happen very quickly when the wind is blowing. So
Yeah, but I think like our card can like almost
very good run, almost
can
with
attack this basket.
the spoiler alert with no birdies on
Yeah.
the hole.
Yes.
I had a feeling that was going in until then.
Sorry.
So yeah, as Anneli said, not a single birdie on this card in the FPO field, but 88% of the field was parring, so pretty straightforward first hole to get kind of warmed up, get the arm swing going, and then you can start attacking.
Yeah, but when we practiced, actually, like I saw Sintija just parking that hole, so it is possible. You just need the right disc. So the second hole is you can throw a forehand or a backhand anhyzer. Usually the wind is from left to right, so let's see. With the backhand, there's a slight chance that you go too far.
Yeah, this seems like it sets up very nicely for a sidearm, but the gap for this is so very specific, and it's got to be high in the gap to get through the trees.
Yes.
Which is just exposing you to even more wind, so a lot can happen on this.
There is OB on the right side, but there is no OB on the left side, the trees. Where's the gap? So you can go, if you're gonna make a mistake, put it long.
Yeah. Always better to be a little too aggressive.
Yes.
And it looked like Sintija's shot there may have just been a little bit too long and caught the trees, but still fell down to a good spot.
And now we can see a great forehand from Kaidi.
Almost taking out our spotter.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice shape to that shot.
And now we can see the backhand.
Oh, we get a little variety here.
Yes, of course.
The outfit is on point with the shoes matching the shirt.
And with discs.
And with discs.
Like Estonians are really good.
Next level.
How they dress and picking their discs and shoes.
And just like you said, the danger there carrying a little too far to the right, that one just stayed up in the air and started to pan out towards the end, brought the OB into danger, but she's still safe, chance for a birdie putt.
Yes, I'm also going with the forehand, and I'm choosing Destroyer because it's stable and it can glide, so bullseye hit for me.
I would say that's a good choice based on the result there.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice high line, and then let the disc kind of just crash, fall out of the air. Nice little spike into the ground. Well executed. Nice to get that first birdie of the round under your belt.
It's not like a gimme birdie. I don't think I've had this was my first birdie because it's not an easy one. You have to hit the gap. The wind has to be from the right, from the right
correct
side.
angle.
Correct angle. Left side, yeah.
And good long run from circle 2 there for Keiti.
Yeah. Par it is for Sintija. Kaidi gets a nice birdie. Kaidi is mostly like a backhand player, but she throws like a decent forehand nowadays, so glad to see that more women are playing more forehands now.
Absolutely. It's such a good tool to have in the game, and the more birdies you score with it, the more confident you become. So
Yes.
we may see her throwing even more sidearms as the round goes on.
Yes.
So that's a great couple of birdies there. A little split on the card. 2 birdies, couple of pars on a hole that is not straightforward as it may seem on video.
Yeah, now we're going to see a monster hole.
Yeah, this one the drone coverage might take a little bit to get to the basket here. Very long, par 5, 288 meters with OB on either side the entire way down until the fairway takes this left turn. These trees that we just crossed over are a really good reference point. If you can get your second shot out to those trees, you're set up to really score on the hole, but it can be a little more of a management situation if you're not getting to those. So
And definitely those trees are getting higher every year.
Yep, as trees want to do.
Yeah.
Might open up some lower lines, but those don't come into play as often. And really, off the tee, are you looking to get as much distance as you can, or just hoping to stay safe in bounds and take on the rest of the hole after that?
I usually pick my throw. I like to watch the wind. Right now I'm throwing forehand because there was like a right to left wind. So I'm not gonna do any backhand here.
Good trust in the disc to be stable enough to come out of that.
Yes.
And playing from that left side is going to kind of open up the backhand shot for the second shot.
Yeah,
so
it's easier to do the second shot. So now we see the line that goes from the right side of the bush. But it's also very risky. If you're not getting back to inbounds, you're basically throwing from the tee almost.
Yeah, I was a little scared of that hyzer play. Maybe a little easier to spike a hyzer into the fairway, but tough to take on all the distance you might want.
Now we see another line, different line.
Very pure turnover backhand
Yes.
shot. Well done, right in the middle of the fairway.
That's the shot you really have to trust.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, throwing a disc on multiple different angles brings in an element that's, you know, hard to calculate how difficult a shot like that really is until you have to throw it
Yes.
in a tournament.
Yep, Kaidi putting her second shot out there. She has a nice angle to go from there. You can hear the wind.
That is a good reminder of what we're looking at on these second shots.
Yeah. This was a great shot.
Yeah.
It's perfect place.
Caught the perfect gap in the trees. Now she's staring straight at the basket, looking to really attack now. And we've got the backhand, looks like the destroyer again.
Yes, destroyer everywhere. So I go like really safe.
Swing it out nice and wide. There's plenty of room out there. Now I know the wind being such a factor here, there are some holes where you're just so much more exposed to it. This is definitely one of those holes.
Yes.
Out in the wide open, and you know the wind can be consistent at times and sometimes it can swirl around on you. So
I feel like on this course the wind is mostly swirling. Like you think it's from one side, and when you walk to the on the fairway, then you can feel like the wind is not from one side.
yeah, so don't make your game plan too early.
No.
You better be ready to make an adjustment at the last second.
I would stable up the disc and just throw.
Just throw hard. I love that style. Just commit. Good things will happen. A little bit of an unfortunate kick off the tree there. Looked like she had the gap dialed in nicely, but
She's still fine.
yeah, cost some distance that might make this next shot to the green a little trickier.
Well, my shot is like, again, like hyzer, getting through that gap.
Mm-hmm. Through the gap nicely. Looking for a little fade back. Looked like a little bit of an awkward follow through on that throw.
Yeah, I had my issues there. But the woman usually played like par 5. It's birdie is like almost impossible because the first throw has to be like so far, and then you can maybe attack it. But it depends on the first shot from the tee.
And we've got Sintija is throwing her third shot here.
Yes.
So still thinking of birdie hopes. Tough. That's a long shot from out there, and there is OB all around this green.
Yeah.
This little hillside, we can see the stakes in the background there marking
The
the
trees
OB.
are guarding also the green.
Yeah, so if you're not within a comfortable range here, it can be very tough to commit to a shot that's going to actually get on the green. And as we can see, it's elevated up above these banners, those stairs to get up to it. So if you're down below that little retaining wall, it can make for some awkward putts.
So I'm opting forehand, more room.
And throwing a nice stable Toro or something like that there.
That was Gator 3.
Always stabling up in the wind.
Oh yeah.
And the closer to these trees you get, the tougher the angle becomes with that height.
You really can't see the basket, and it.
Oh, but you can hear it.
Yes. She did a nice job there.
Wow, nearly
Almost putting
dunks it in.
Yeah.
So here's the long birdie look.
It's not the easiest. You have to like putt up in like uphill.
Yeah, from a flat ground up to an elevated slope. Tough to get the disc high enough to really travel up there. And we got a good putt to walk in with a clean par. A couple more par putts coming up here.
I feel like this course is like, if you drive well, then birdie is possible, but you want to get pars. This course is like all about pars, like especially when you have strong winds. It's like Just get your par, move on. When you have the putt, try it. So this is our fourth hole. It's 100 meters, but it's very, very not easy.
This is a very precise tee shot.
And also the trees are getting bigger.
They
also.
look bigger than what I remember a year ago. But there really is no other shape you can throw to get a birdie here other than a piercing flat shot that's got a little bit of stand up to kind of keep you from fading out. You really have to hit this first gap on a nice straight line. It's a very pure golf shot required.
Yes, either you can throw like a straight shot or you can put a bit like anhyzer to it. But it's very risky, so this is the hole that I'm just not getting.
Spoilers, Anneli.
No.
This could be the best shot of the round right here. Well,
No.
okay. You knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, the commitment to really hit the line there and put the disc on a particular shape, you need everything lining up just right. Sometimes the best thing you can do is just let go and trust it to do its thing.
Yes.
That's a nice stand up. That's exactly the shape you're looking for on that drive. Very nice shot.
I feel like this basket is so close, but yet it's so hard to reach it. It's
Yeah,
playing mind tricks.
seeing it up on the hillside makes it seem it's closer than it actually is.
Yeah. That tree is coming into play for a lot of players.
Yeah, this time of year when the trees are very full, any gaps that might have been there just a month ago have now filled in with a lot of foliage. And yeah, you really can't afford to hope to get through all the leaves in a shot like that.
I was very fortunate to my disc stayed in an open place.
Yeah,
but
it looked like a good kick off the tree there.
Yeah, but I got an unfortunate roll. It can happen here. It's like quite steep.
The course gives, the course takes away. Rewarded with a good lie and through a good shot. Just unfortunately a little extra roll off the hill. Still within putting range, of course.
Yeah.
Again,
have to keep the putting warm.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to get complacent by having drop-ins on every hole.
See, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, I feel like the course designer knew exactly what was going on here. Any hyzer approaches, which is going to be a lot of them, are going to hit that hillside and get some rollout. So those upshots need to be coming in very flat.
Oh, almost getting a birdie.
Very good run. Got the putt high enough. Just fell out of the air a little bit too early. That was a confident stroke from the straddle putt on a side hill. You can tell she's practiced that exact putt before.
She was fortunate to stay.
Very
up
fortunate there.
Yeah.
Tough putt to commit to, honestly, after getting a roll away.
Yeah.
And that is a very well committed putt.
Yeah, got my par, so moving on.
Yeah, very easy to start thinking about the possible roll away back again when you're putting on that. So this hole is one that is
only one birdie.
Yeah, it's not getting a lot of birdies. Not too many big numbers coming in on that. A lot of par saves in the mix, but good birdies to get.
So the next one, hole 5, we have par 4, 217 meters. The first throw is basically you just put it out there and be safe, and then you can attack the basket. It's not the easy one, but let's see what the girls can do.
Yeah, I've seen a couple different strategies. Off the tee, obviously you just want to get the distance coming down the hill. Some will play for a little more of the fade out to the left side of the fairway, and then that opens up a whole different angle to get into the green. Or you can play this drive a little straighter and try for a straighter approach into the green. Neither one is going to be a super high percentage with all of the trees that are up around the basket.
And it's really hard to throw long OB over here. It's like you really have to, the wind has to be big or something. Usually it doesn't happen. I'm going actually with Halo Star Strike.
Halo Star Strike,
because
trying
it's
for that
very
straight
stable,
line.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But see, the wind was pushing it a bit down, so it was kind of surprising.
Yeah, that low trajectory out of the hand looked like it was going to just carry forever.
Yes.
Keeping the nose down on the disc, but it did get slammed down by the wind a little bit. So maybe not the spot that you practiced your second shot from earlier. Might have to get a little creative.
That's my middle name.
And now we're pushing that left side of the fairway. There is some OB up high.
And you actually can't see the corner from the tee, so when you go up there, you can see if you're in out of bounds or in bounds.
And do you have a preference on how to attack the green here? Are you trying to play it out a little bit longer off the tee shot?
I usually try to throw as far as I can, because then I'm able to see the basket. But when I'm too on the left side, it's mostly hyzer shot, but there's a lot of trees over there, so let's see.
Yeah, you're throwing a lot to chance at that point.
Yeah.
So yeah, you found yourself in a good angle. Even if you didn't get as much distance as you wanted, at least can see the hillside that you're trying to throw into. Maybe just a little bit early on the release there.
Not intentional. Now we're seeing the hyzer line. That might be too much. She gets a good roll.
It's a long shot to try to throw a spike hyzer.
Yeah.
A lot of distance to cover, but you do need to get the disc very high to get over the trees.
Keiti now has more the open look. She can just put it out there and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Usually that's the play.
Yeah, and we can see this little slope from right down to the left in this angle, but from the player's perspective, it's left sloping down to the right. So again, if you come in with too much hyzer angle, you could hit that hillside and roll back and end up in a very precarious position.
Kaiti's first drive was really great, so
I thought the second was looking really great.
yes.
Which tree
Those
are you
trees.
trying to miss is the question.
All the trees.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have the forehand anhyzer with my pig.
Up high, let it float down.
Yeah. Trying to save my pars.
This is the name of the game.
Yes, for me, at least.
Sintija also with a little stretch out sidearm approach.
It seems like it's so easy to approach over there, but it depends like what angle you have, and then you have so many trees that actually it feels like it's impossible to like get through them.
Absolutely. That's where I see that sidearm becoming such a useful tool.
Yes.
Around the greens, where you do have to kind of pick which is the right gap to go through, just being able to step out, set up an angle. There's that little bit of the roll factor, and curls back up safely.
Yeah.
Yeah, those roots around the tree are, you know, always going to come into play here. Unfortunately, there's a little bit of the randomness factor.
Par for me. Sintija got bogey.
So, letting the gap get a little bit closer there. Now, this is one of the holes that I remember most fondly from this course. This is just such a nice, it's a pretty golf hole, but requires a couple of skillful golf shots. Off the tee, we're looking at 195 meter par 4, and this entry into the green. which allows a couple different angles that you can approach from.
Yeah, the camera goes from the left side. Usually women go like through the right side.
Yeah, from the FPO tee, the angle of the tee shot could set up for you to pick whichever option is a little more comfortable. And I think there is a little bit more room in the gap on the right side, so that's about what I would expect. That was my play as well, taking the gap to the right.
Usually with the left gap we have this distance issue with the forehand. It's quite far, and we don't just have the sidearm for it, because it's like sometimes like 110 meters or something, or 100. It's so hard to put it out there with the forehand hyzer. So our play is just to put the first shot on the fairway, and of course there's a
The one metal tree on the course comes into play. Playing that little bit of the hyzer flip-up shot, looking for a nice straight carry. And unfortunately, that little sign is going to require your attention on the next shot.
Yeah, and we can see the wind coming. Yeah, if you get past this pole, it's already fine. Usually the pole is like, when the disc lands before the pole, then you have trouble.
Yeah, it's already tough enough to pick the gap that you want to hit. If you have a different obstacle in the fairway now, you're playing in extra tough mode. You can definitely see the trees moving. Obviously, we've touched on the wind being a big factor here, but those trees up high are going to show it. And this does look like you're taking on a tough angle.
Yeah, I'm trying to go with the backhand and hyzer.
Forced a flex shot.
Yes.
Okay. Looking at your alignment, I thought you were taking the long anhyzer, but that was a nice little flex shot to get you up just outside of 15, 16 meters.
Yeah. Yeah, Kaidi is now going through the right gap that we talked about. So that's the most common play for us.
And it is the bigger gap. It is one that you kind of have to push a little further into the gap than it looks like. My eyes were always playing tricks on me where the basket was always just a little further away than it looked.
Yeah. If I would have like a bigger forehand, I would go through the left one. But the right gap is really okay for us. And as we can see, we can just put it in the circle.
Yep, that was nice. Keeping it on a low line so it still had some energy when it hit the ground. Got a little forward skip. Sets up a just outside circle one putt.
Usually in here, like the grass and dirt and like everything on the ground, the discs are not skipping.
Very inconsistent results, because there are some spots where you can maybe hit a hard patch and get a little skip away.
Yes.
But I always love a course where you're playing through some dense trees, but you've got grass on the ground. Nice to be feeling like you're in a forested area, but also still walking through a park. It does make it a little tricky trying to factor in the ground play, though.
Yeah. So nice birdie from Sintija. And good birdie from Kaidi also.
Some confident putting strokes here.
Yep.
Final day of the tournament, obviously, you know kind of about the score you need to set, but nice knowing that you're coming off of a couple rounds. This is the second round on this course of the tournament, so you've been through it. You kind of have a game plan on how to attack, and can kind of confidently just step up and throw the shots that you kind of made a game plan for the most part.
Yeah, I think you just have to stick to your game plan and not watch what others are doing so much this early of the round.
Until the wind tells you to do something different.
Yeah, so this is hole 7, 105 meters. You just have to hit the gap and see what kind of wind is also there.
Yeah, another really nice, just straight shot. If you've got a straight finishing disc in your bag, this is the time to grab it.
Yeah, and this is also, you have to kind of throw a lower line. You can't go really high. But it's quite hard to park it with that kind of low line.
Yeah, I feel like this is the type of hole where during a practice round you probably unload every disc in your bag
Yes.
and just keep throwing it until you execute the perfect shot. And then you just pick the disc that went the closest and you say, okay, that's the one.
Yeah, pretty much. Usually that's how it goes. So I'm playing Beast here.
Going with the Beast.
Yeah, but it's like very beat in already.
Now, is somebody's name on that Beast?
No, that's a regular.
Oh, okay.
But I throw
okay, not your Tour Series Beast.
No, but I throw that a lot.
Well, and I can see why the Beast made the cut there.
Yeah.
Nice line, good little kind of flip up to give you the straight finish. So
at least I have a chance.
Absolutely. That's on a hole like this, to give yourself a chance for a birdie. We know a lot of things can go wrong. We're hitting some trees. Now, this isn't a hole where you expect to see a lot of double bogeys. It's not a tough hole to scramble on if you do hit a tree, but it is very difficult to throw the perfect shot.
Yeah, Keiti went too high, so this is what happens when you go too high. I think the worst mistake in here is to throw it either to the right side or releasing it early. Then you're in trouble. And there is also OB on the right side, so if you pull it too much, it can go to the OB.
Yeah, separating hole 7 from hole 6 is fairway. They do have that OB line, so you do need to be aware of that.
So I'm just outside of the circle.
And a great long putt. Looks like we're out about 12 meters or so.
Yeah, I feel like I have to be in C2, then I feel more comfortable. Saying thank you to the basket.
Yep, got a nice little step through putt there on the elevated basket.
Yep. Kaidi also could try. I think par is really fine in here. It's a bonus birdie, definitely.
Yeah, this does feel like one you want to get, but you don't kick yourself if you don't get it. And we did see that there were a couple of birdies during for the field. Looks like 25% of the scores were birdie, and everybody else cleaned up for a nice par. So kind of as expected there, with a couple of bonuses thrown in.
Yeah, this is hole 8. It's quite hard. Par 4, but actually it's a par 5 for the FPO. So usually we play this hole as a par 4. So par 5 feels like a soft par 5 for us, but still you can play. We play it as a 4.
Right.
So
Everybody in their mind is
Yes.
thinking this is a par 4.
So
But
in here, yeah, you have also like several options. I go with the forehand, and I usually also watch the wind. If the wind is from left to right, I go with the backhand hyzer, backhand anhyzer, and I just try to make it glide more. Now we can see Kaidi going with this kind of strategy.
throwing it wide so it's never in danger of hitting the early tree,
Yeah.
which is a good approach. Make sure you get as much airspace as possible. And looked like she had the right disc that did get slammed down by the wind at the end, but
Yeah.
very good shot there.
The issue can be here that you don't put enough anhyzer, and you end up in a trees.
Yeah, that's what I really enjoy about this tee shot. It's pretty unique in that sense of trying to get a good long distance drive. It does require you to commit fully to an anhyzer. If you turn that anhyzer over too much and then you hit the ground on a cut roll angle, you could still roll back into the trees.
And now we saw Sintija putting too much anhyzer and Keiti too little.
Too little, so that sweet spot is somewhere
Yes.
in between. I think that's where that sidearm strategy starts to feel a little more comfortable. Just
So it
throw-
is a tricky shot. I feel like the forehand is like really like a very safe play.
Yeah. Do you feel like you're sacrificing much distance by choosing forehand instead of
No.
backhand?
No. If the wind is good, of course, with the backhand you get a lot of distance. But like with the forehand, I can still go for it. So
So we
this-
see some
yeah.
OB stakes on the right side there. obviously something to keep in mind as you're trying to attack this green.
Yeah, it's very hard to get to the green with the second shot. So mostly our game is just 2 drives and third one is approach and try to be in the circle, putt, and you take your birdie.
So maybe by making this a par 5, they were trying to tempt you into going for eagle.
Well, I don't think I've seen any birdies when it was a par 4. Maybe only with the throw-in.
Yeah, well, everyone wants to be the first.
Yes. I'm also just going to put it out there. It really doesn't matter where you are.
That wind sounds like it's starting to pick up.
Oh, yeah. And also the right side is OB, so you don't want to be there.
Yep, going for a nice straight putter approach shot. Distance was just about perfect.
Yeah, Keiti throws those approaches really well, so she trusts her backhand. Sintija is taking forehand. I also prefer more forehand because I can see the basket and I can go as wide as I want. I have my gator again.
And got plenty of distance on those first 2 shots to where you just had a nice little half swing, chip up, gator shot.
Nobody wants to putt with that wind, so I'm just like be under the basket.
Yeah, there is a psychological win every time you know your disc is just parked under the basket when the wind is blowing.
Yeah.
Even when you make putts, they're stressful when the wind is blowing.
Yes.
Oh,
Almost getting it.
very good run from there.
Yeah, we see a birdie from Keiti.
And a couple cleanups here. Everyone doing their job.
So 3 birdies and 1 par. So this is kind of a newer hole. It's been there for, I don't know, last 2 years or 3 years, I can't remember, but it hasn't been here all the time. So it's a par for 189 meters. So the first throw is just gonna be with pretty much, maybe I'm taking stable disc and putting it out there just to be on the fairway, and then you can see how to attack the basket, or you're just gonna play it like a par 4.
This is not a soft hole.
No, not the gimme birdie.
Not a gimme birdie by any metric. The drive has to make it through this gap, those trees. It looks like a huge gap on camera, but I promise you it's not. You still have to be very precise getting through there.
Yes, and you can hear the wind again, so...
Yep, and we've got some OB lining that right side. If you bail out too far to the left, you open up some really tricky angles with all the trees that are growing up there. And then the basket's sitting perched on top of that hill where the wind is ripping the hardest. There's a lot of ways this hole can make you work. That's a
Also
pretty
on the
picture
fairway.
perfect.
Yep. A bit too high, but still safe.
Still safe and away from the trees where she can get a run up and a full arm swing. That is fortunate.
She has a bit of work to do, but...
Yeah, the obvious danger is the OB stakes.
Yeah.
Staying away from those has got to be the first thing on your mind.
Yeah, Sintija is not happy about her throw, but it's still out there, so... So this is quite interesting place to be. It's very hard to throw from there because the right side is OB, and when the wind is there, it's just name of the game is like be on the fairway.
To me, that seems like the type of shot that's a separator between the pro field and the am field. to execute a shot where you have to trust just throwing it straight towards the out of bounds.
Yeah.
And just trust the fate of the disc, even on a windy day. It looks super straightforward, but to execute that shot can be a huge stroke saver.
Yeah, and as we can see, Sintija found that right side OB.
Now, do you recall the wind at this point? Looks like it's maybe a tailwind based on the flag on top of the basket, but
Sometimes it's so weird, you're like on the tee or on the fairway and it's completely different as the flag on top of the basket.
Right,
So
right.
it's so hard to even judge like what kind of wind we have over there.
yeah, the hills can change the direction of the wind. It could be swooping up and kind of pushing once it gets to the top of the hill.
And as you can see, the green of the basket is also not the easiest.
Yeah, a lot of slope up there.
Okay,
Even that where it
too
was,
far.
you're playing it safe to not go out of bounds, and now next thing you know, you're, 10 meters below the basket.
Yeah. Oh,
That was a nice aggressive approach.
did she hit the basket?
It looked very close. The reaction coming off seemed like it might have touched it.
It's like I would wanna be aggressive on this hole, but with this wind, it's like just put it under the basket.
Yeah, the people who were aggressive might be the ones that took the big numbers.
Yeah.
But you found yourself up in the bullseye again, which is another stress-free way to walk off the front nine. And
Yeah.
a great putt from down below.
The wind just lifted that putter very nicely, so
Yeah, it
and
was
carried into the
floating in
basket.
the air for a
Yeah.
second.
Oh,
Good comeback bid after the aggressive approach shot went long.
yeah. Oh, that was unfortunate.
A little bit of wind in the back of the head, maybe.
You can see my ponytail being ripped away by the wind.
Yeah, an unfortunate double bogey, the early OB on that hole. It's tough to come back and salvage. But we've made our way through the front nine. A tough finishing hole to get through.
And there were 0 birdies on this hole.
Yep, more bogeys than birdies. So a little regrouping to be done. Take a little break, get a snack, get ready for that back nine, which is coming up. A lot more scoring opportunities ahead.
And maybe go to Innova Europe webpage and order some discs.
Absolutely. When you get up from the fridge to grab your snack, go order yourself a new disc from the Innova Europe site.
Yeah, see you on the back nine.